Welcome back again. This time for a little bit longer update video because what a day! What the fucking red day? Okay, as always, I'm using this method here for all my tracking. For more explanation, just watch the weekly recap video. There I explain it one by one. So, just for the short explanation for everything. Yeah, it was a market knife today. But I will show you that I already looked into everything. Nothing is changing. It speeds up, but I will show you. Okay, so we start with Highcraft mining. Here is our Highcraft mining chart. And as I showed 2 days ago, this is still perfect. Something like this. Without my method, just with symmetry play, you're taking this side as a bars pattern and flip it. And that is working pretty well. So now with my tracking method, you have here, you see, your lower high, midpoint, T, V, high, low, and you're looking for our A, our big one. And this A is the same, on the same time, our little C. Here's a little A, somewhere in here, or this already would be a little B. The pullback of little b would be just a 0.5. So if b is here, you would pull back here, then go to C. The thing is, it's little tracking. You don't have to do this pullback. If we're doing this pullback, because I'm not planning to play this upside, except we're doing this pullback, then I might do it. What I'm looking for, I want to play puts here, because this will be our A. Little bit higher, little bit under it on the trend line. And this 0.5 pullback will come. Same like here. You read it from right to left. Here is our 0.5 pullback. This I will play to the downside and then to the upside. And in my opinion, you will get here around December 25. Yeah. And I don't have an alternative yet. This thing looks pretty good. Okay, next one. Open. Here is our bullish chart. I only have a bullish chart now. But two versions. So what we have done for the bullish version, which is still working. For the bullish version, here's your little C, which is your big B, and you're in the P pullback right now. For the bullish version, the B pullback is finished. C, lower high, midpoint, T, down to our V. And this here is just A. So, I said the 0.5 isn't working here anymore because we break through it. Now we could still look for our A, and our A. Here's our, so this is our little C or tiny C. Where do we find our A? This could be our A. But this is the only line we have for A. Yeah, okay. So this would be your tiny A. You have to bounce here. If you're not bouncing here, we're talking about the bearish version. Except one thing. You have one last chance. So this is still bullish. And it would be this here. If you look here, I will make that more shiny. The pullback of big A. So let's look on the 1 hour. So here is your A, which I'm comparing now to B, which is only also also our small c. Here we have our lower peak. Here we have our midpoint, and here we have our T. Okay, would be the same, just way slower than this. Then you break out. You break out. You come near your M. This was a little bit closer, but you near come here. And then you knife down. You break 0.5s. You even break, I mean, yeah, you do your BLNK. That would mean you would come down somewhere here, which is really fucking close to this. And then, and that's the shitty part, you would even come up and then even come lower. So that would mean, and that only it looks like, okay? That only it looks like you would come down here, come up, come low, and then you go. Only if repeat this price action again. For fractal tracking, yeah, then this is just high low. I wouldn't like it at all. But okay. So if you see we are doing this, you know where we are from, it looks like. For me, if you break $6, you're doing the bear version. And that means nothing else than this was our T. The same stupid thing we did on SPY today. And we still have to go to a 0.5, which I was looking here also. This would be a V higher low. And then you go. Okay. Good. Let's go to bad buffer beyond, which is interesting. Okay. So here's our main chart. It's also the bull version because the bear version, the alternative is just this place over. For the bull version, we made our CLMT. We already broke out to our A, and now we are in the A pullback. So, and now the interesting part. I know, now today, everyone will say, yeah, of course, it's dropped 9% because the market crashed, or kind of crashed. But if you looked at it during the day, it didn't move. The whole day, or half of the day, SPY was falling like a knife. This thing didn't move. This thing moved in the last hour and in after hours. Why? Why suddenly then? And the next thing is, you see this? How slow this shit goes down? And now suddenly, before Friday, or let's say before Monday, it starts to speed up. Because the thing is, we already did everything. Here's our A, our big one, our little C, lower high, midpoint T. And the only thing which is missing was our BYND. Yeah. And this was market close. And after hours. So, before you all get absolutely bullish. One thing. Technically, we finished everything. We did our peak, we did CLMT, and we did our VNA. Technically, we are finished. Only one thing. We still have this gap here. We are now in my buy zone. I already have some calls for January, I think, and Marches. So this is my buy zone. But I'm not fully in with the money I want to put in, because I still see a very, very good way that we're really doing this gap here. Maybe we are doing it tomorrow. I mean, if I see tomorrow 66 cents, I mean, how much would that be? 21%. Let's see. But if I see this, I go 100% with what I want to put it in immediately, if this gap is filled, because then it looks very good. But again, this here is my buy zone. And suddenly, the whole day nothing, and suddenly we knifed in. Looks good. As always, everything under 59, and that is a no-go for me. But our next target is 44. And we would expect something like this, most likely again. Let's see. Okay, Unity software. Ooh, nearly missed the whole sentence. Okay, so we only have one tracking, the bullish one. Bullish for the long term, bearish for the short term. So we already did our breakout. We already did our A. And maybe you heard my dog behind me. So we are in the A pullback. And we went up yesterday and today we knifed. But doesn't matter. Even if we push up tomorrow, we should reject here. If we go up. Because our L is not finished. Our lower high is finished under $33. Then we go up to M, reject, go lower, go up to D, reject, go to our 0.5 FIP, that would be the first place where we could bounce, $24, or at V and A at $22. Or we're doing the same like Neo was doing today, I will show that. You just do this. Could also be. But these two levels are your pullback levels. Only there your A pullback is finished. After that, your B is at 180. Still looks perfect. Good. Next one, Neo. Only the old version, which is the main version, because we're already too deep for the bullish version. And one little thing, because in the first 6 videos, someone wrote me into the comments, I should be more positive and show more positive things, even if they look bearish, so I get more views. And I said, I won't show anything I don't see. And to say this, I could have been bullish as fuck the last 3 weeks and say, yeah, you could bounce here, 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 and here. Only that some people who only want hopium and not real tracking just to feel good. Write it into my comments if this is something you want. Because I don't care if I lose some people right now. I think if I would do, if people like that, if people really, I only want to hear bullish tracking, For me, such people are stupid and shouldn't trade in the stock market, because the only thing they will do is lose money. So, I said now since 2 weeks or 3 weeks, the A pullback isn't finished, and we will go down. Our levels for the pullback to be finished is 492 and 435. The 492 is the 0.5, and the 470, the 437, yeah, is the BLNK. But as I showed on Unity software right now, here's our A peak. Here's our little C. Here's our lower high. Here at this point is lower than our low of our L, and we start our midpoint. For the midpoint, this midpoint would be finished, is already finished here. So we could have seen a bounce here to our T, reject and going down. And this is the perfect example. We don't have to bounce. We can do the M and the T, or no, only the T, just in a candle. Then you just have to go on the 50-minute. So here, if this is just one candle knifing down to our 0.5 or V under A, then most likely your M was finished here. This would be your T, because it started lower than this one. And now we're doing the T till we find the V. Yeah. So you don't have to bounce. So the thing is, this looks close. And if we get a really red market tomorrow, only if, okay? We could, I mean, how much is this? 8%? We did today 6%. 18% would be right. But we could finish this tomorrow. Then we only need a higher low. And then we go. So let's look if we bounce tomorrow. And our next target is $16. And I say this every video. This is the same like 2020. Head and shoulders. It's the same like 2020. Breakout, doing our A, head and shoulders, go to VNA. And this is what you're expecting next. So, just to finish my rant, for the people who only want to hear bullish things, of course, you can buy here. And let's see your shares and contracts go absolutely to zero and red, only to hope to get this move after that. Or you wait for your levels, not buying here. You wait for the higher low to be confirmed. Buy your contracts and shares way more cheaper than the idiots which only want to hear bullish tracking here, and make far more money than these idiots. So now I am finished with trend. Okay. Next one. Plug. Bullish and bearish. Okay. For the bullish version. Here we have the bullish version. So we would have already finished our high low. Would be right now in the run to big A. So what did we do? So here, our A peak. We are in the A pullback right now. So we already did our C, of course. We already did our midpoint. Here. Here's our lower peak. Here's our midpoint. Here's our T. And already knife down. So for the bullish version. Here's our 0.5. The 0.5 from your absolute low to your A peak. 0.5 pullback. For the absolute bullish version, this was your V. You are right now doing our higher low. For the higher low, you're not allowed to break or touch 161. If so, you're ready to go. Everything over $3-ish is confirmation. Everything over $5-ish is absolutely bullish. And your next target would be 31 for B. If you touch or break, what was it? 161. Your last chance for the bullish version is your V under A. Here at $1.03. But you can't break it. You have to break a little bit under it for the V under A. And then again, higher low and go. Same targets. If you break under 86 cents, then you get this version here, which we didn't finish the higher low. We're still doing the higher low. The last peak was T, not A. And for this to finish T, you still have to come lower than 88 cents, 86 cents. And then and you have to be higher than 11 cents. But I mean, as I always say, that doesn't matter then anymore. But in this range, this would be the perfect buy-in zone for this. But this could take a while. Okay. Next one is FCEL. So here are bullish. Also only one chart for FCEL. You are in your first fractal still. You're coming from your T. You already did your V. And for FCEL, you also, like Neo and Unity, you already did your A peak. And you're already in the A pullback. Tell me how this looks like. Is this thing looking like it could be finished or nearly finished? I mean, you already did your C, which is your A, lower high, midpoint, T, and right now you broke the 0.5. I mean, in my opinion, the 0.5 is already dead and it doesn't matter anymore. You're at 626. Your V under A is at 618. I think we can easily do that tomorrow. You drop on the V and A, doing your higher low, and then you go. For confirmation, everything over 869 is absolutely bullish. And your next target for B is 165. And the next thing, fractals are repeating itself always. For this case, you're coming from your T, so really knifing, empty knife. Coming from your T and knife. You find your V. You find your V. You're making kind of a triangle, ending, of course, in a higher low, because you're always ending in a higher low. But here also, making a triangle, ending in a higher low. Then you break out to your A. Then you break out to your A. And then you have a quite steep A pullback. Quite steep A pullback. And let's see, was that here 0.5? No, it was also no 0.5. So I would compare this movement here to this. And that would mean, I'm still more in my ABC, LMNT tracking, but fractals are repeating themselves. That's fact. This is the next move we see. So if true and repeating anything, we should quite quickly go up here. We wouldn't really get our B peak because our B peak is here. No. Oh, well, yes. But we should come near. I would say 130-ish, something like that. And then we're doing just this till we go down to our C. But who cares? We only want this. Okay, so this thing looks finished. Okay, next one. Bad buffer beyond, bullish and bearish. So here for the bull version. For the bull version, we are right now in a higher low. And for the bull version, we should be finished. Or quite finished. Also for the higher low, we're coming from our C. Lower high, midpoint, T. No 0.5 anymore, but we did the V under A. Here. Did we? No, we didn't. Oh, we did. Oh, yeah. This is your A peak. This is your A low. V and A. Yeah. So we already did it. So somewhere in this range here, we should get our bounce. If not, and if we break too low, the bearish version takes place. But for the bullish version, that's it. Everything over 7.26 bullish. Everything over $10 is confirmation. And your next target should be something over 22, breakout retest, and then 36. But only if we are not repeating this, which we should. I was bearish the last weeks, except 2 days ago, because I found one thing. If you look at this, you're coming from your T, making your V, come up, and here you have your M or W, with the right side is higher. So, and if you look at 2021, on higher time frames, yeah, you're coming from your T here, V coming up. Here you have your M or W. You fall down. The right side is higher. So I would compare this to what we are doing since 1 week. And to show this, you have here a gap. No, wait. Yeah. You have here a gap, here a gap, here a gap. And on the 1 hour, you have here a gap. And I thought I saw more gaps. Yeah, here a gap and here a gap. So you could say it's the absolutely same thing. If not, bear version. And that means nothing else than this wasn't your higher low, not your A, this was your T. Same like in 2020, you're coming from your M, come up, do M or W, doing M or W. Right side is higher, and after that you knife. 50-50. What it is, we will see. A confirmation would be you see a gap down here. If we gap down a pretty big gap. That's a confirmation. And you would have to come under 353, something under here, or even new all-time low. And then BNA, high low. And there you go. Good. Next one, BLNK. So here our bullish chart. And the same here. I mean, not the same. It's already the second fractal. We are in the third one right now. So, but it's in the kind of same place like FCEL and NEO. We broke already out. We already made our A peak. And we're in the A pullback. We already did our L, M, T. And right now we are at the 0.5. So, two ways. We are finished. We see here a bounce, higher low, and go. Everything over 170 is bullish. And our next target is 26. Or, like the others, we still have to go a little bit lower. You see that on the 8 hour or on the 12 hour better, yeah. You would just kiss this trend line here to the downside. Let's move it a little bit. So yeah, to the downside, and then your target is VNA, high low, and off you go. What I don't want to see is anything under 88 cents. It still looks picture perfect. And it's also just a breakout, retest, go. Okay, C3AI. Okay. Oh no, that was the bullish chart, but we only have the main chart because we already broke levels. So also here, we are already in the third fractal right now, or we are finishing the second one. So for C3I, did we broke? Yeah, we broke today. So we are still looking for our V. Maybe this was our V today. As I said, hands off right now. Waiting for the higher low. And then you go. Everything over 17 is bullish. And then our next target would be 30 for A, 36 for B. Right now, still waiting. Here also, same movement, even with a small gap. In my opinion, we are right here right now. Maybe we get even another gap to the downside, but somewhere in here. That's why I'm saying wait for the higher low for confirmation. Okay, next one. Grab. Grab. So for the overview, here our grab. We are also in the second fractal. We already did A, and like the rest, we are in the A pullback. For this, also quite the same like I was showing for NEO. Where's our 0.5? Our 0.5 is down there. Okay. So, two ways. The first way, which I'm not really tending to, is here's our VNA, but only the VNA from this. So you could have a chance to bounce at 449. If not, you have to go to 379 for your 0.5 and bounce and go. This, or because you finished just M, you come up reject the trend line, and then, yeah. This right now is a waiting game for me. I don't even know if you can really make so much money on it, but I started the tracking for it, so I will end the tracking with it. Yeah. Okay. Next one, SAVA. And what I'm saying, as what I always say, if you want the full explanation, watch the weekly recap video, because this is a lot to explain for an update video. In short, we are looking for this gap fill here from $3 to 25. But it's a 100% risk play. What we have done today, so we made a new low, like many stocks. I don't really see a reason to bounce here, but if, okay. If not, the target is 238 for the FIP bounce, or $2 for the V&A bounce. Just because this is higher low. If you drop under 176, you're making a new all-time low. It will be this. You would already be in this candle here, and this will be your next month. I still convinced that we're doing this early next year. But if you break 175, then not this year. But I don't know when I started showing this, but I bought back then, I think here, and on this evening you got the news that the CEO bought for, I think it was $1 or $2 million shares. Then we got this run. So this is the news 2 hours ago. They bought again shares. Not that much this time, but still. And all these gap fills. This one, this one, this one, this one. Friday pre-market, Friday after hours, Monday pre-market. What is tomorrow? Friday. Let's see. I'm not wanting to overhype something. Yeah, this is a 100% risk play. But just saying. Maybe. Okay. Next one. GNS. So, here the bullish chart. So, what did we do? Let's go in 1 hour. So, no, 1 hour is too slow. 8 hour. Okay. We already did our epic. BYND pullback. We have to go in 1 hour. Okay. So, just in short, our V&A is under 60 cents. I said last Thursday, yeah, this looks fucking finished and we could run. And on Friday we ran. But I broke my rule because I said, okay, this could be, no, this couldn't be V&A. If this would be a 0.5 bounce, okay, possible. V&A has to break under V&A. So this was clearly not V&A. So this was our M. But this here right now, yeah, we're doing our M. We're coming lower. So the M is finished. We come up to our T. And now we are already V&A. That's perfect. But we still need, even if it's only 1 cent, you still need a little bit lower. Then BLNK is finished. Then high low, and we go. I'll put this here again. Our next target most likely would be 7 for B, and something in this range here is C. And as I'm always saying, I don't think we are doing this, because in the past we always did this. So I'm expecting this also. Okay. Next one, FFAI, which is quite the same. So here our bullish tracking. What did we do? We are in our higher low. And the only thing we want to do is finishing this higher low. So on Monday, we did this low, which is still holding as our V. Right now, the only job we have to do is holding this higher low. And you could even take a little fib from low to peak, and we are still near the 0.5. So this thing could be anytime finished. And for this, everything over 169 is bullish. But in my opinion, the same like on GNS, you won't see it. Our normal targets for A, $4, for B, $11, and C something up here. So we would do something like this, but we didn't do that in the past. We high low, run, we high low, run. So let's see. This thing looks finished. Just for lines, everything under 87 cents, and I wouldn't like it anymore. Just saying. Okay, and last one, our bull. So here our chart for bull. It's the first I really had to redo completely new, because first of all I was wrong, and second of all I tracked this here as one fractal and this already as the second one. I am wrong. I'm not saying that I wasn't, but sometime you can't win because nobody could see that. So for now, if this is failing, then it's done. Otherwise, this is perfect, still perfect. You have your C, lower high, midpoint T, and you're forming your V right now. You had earnings today, and we didn't move. So for tiny tracking, on Tuesday, you had your V, your lowest low till yet. And till now, we are still holding a higher low. So this could already be a higher low. If so, you're not touching or breaking 7.91 again, and you would go up. Everything over 12 is bullish. Your A, why is that gone now? Your A would be at 1828, and your B, well, the light's not anything anymore. So yeah, your B would be at 33. And then, of course, up A, pullback, up B, pullback, breaking C. Could be like that. The only comparison we have is this, where we just go up. I wouldn't think we are doing this. Could be, but it should be a quite steep one. Okay, let's see. Okay. If you have questions, write it in the comments, please. If you have wishes for other stocks, the same. If you liked it, give me a like, and let's see if the market is ending tomorrow. See you next time.